Hey everybody, thank you for checking out Offstage. I'm Jana, that's Dixon, and today we have our special guest, Miss Tia X Slaughter. How are you doing today, girl?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having
Good.
me.
I'm pretty good. Hey, and you're actually the first guest of the month of Women's Month because we're doing this because of Mother's Day coming up. You don't have to be a mom or anything, but Janet was like, "Hey, we should do a women's thing." I'm like, "Cool, let's do it."
Awesome. Thanks. I'm
Yeah,
glad
you're
to be
welcome.
here. Kick it off.
Absolutely. So I see that you do quite a few. What all do you do? I see that you wear many hats.
Okay, so I started off like booking shows in Cleveland. That kind of transitioned to band management and tour management a little, and then it became photography, surprisingly enough. So it's had many like faces through the past not even 2 years now, which is crazy, but I love being in this scene, seriously.
How long have you well, whenever you were booking shows in Cleveland, how when did you start doing that?
Oh my goodness, that was I want to say it was like fall of like early fall like 22. So it
2002?
was yeah, that's what I'm saying, like not even like 2 years. It like was an accidental the venue I kept going up to every weekend, the Foundry in Lakewood. They loved me. I accidentally got like a security role there because I was there enough anyway that they're like, we would love a sober person on the staff to help us out, especially one who works out and is strong, It's like perfect, I can handle that. And so personable, I can handle the door no problem, sure. And then it was, well, now you're meeting people everywhere. Why not use those connections to book some shows here? And I was like, this sounds great. And then it was, I met more people and now I'm being invited on tour. And oh my God, like it exploded so fast.
I believe I've been to the Foundry one time, and that was for I think Thy Art is Murder, but like there was a bunch of local bands like well at the time it was Blessed Child,
Okay.
I can't even remember the other ones, but yeah, it was Thy Art is Murder, and I didn't really like them, but I went.
At that venue too, I mean, it's only, was it like 350 capacity? So to see Thy Art there had to have been awesome.
Oh, it
Seriously.
was. I was used to going to damn it, Peabody's because I saw Monomarth there like a
RIP, best
long
venue
time
in
ago.
Cleveland.
What got you into doing the photography thing?
Funny enough, it was I accidentally bought an old film camera at a thrift store. I thought it was funny, it was cheap, it had all the parts. I'm like, this is just like the camera I did photography class in high school with. It's a Canon. I love it. Let's get it. And I was just taking it everywhere with me because I'm like, this will be super fun to have silly shots of all the stuff I'm getting up to, right? And then it became like, well, now I'm like touring with these bands and my photos are like really cool now because like it's me on stage and like getting these really cool shots. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get like a better camera, right? I'll get like a cheaper digital one and try that out. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm actually good at this. Like I'm getting these really cool shots, but now like, oh my God. And then people kept going like, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. This is so cool. Behind the scenes stuff, like all your shots everywhere you're traveling to. I was like, okay, so now I can't stop. I love doing it. Everyone loves that I'm doing it. This is winning it all over. Let's just keep going with this. A random fluke camera at a Savers here in Rochester, New York got me.
That's awesome. That's an amazing story. Thrift shops can
Yep.
change your whole life, man. I mean, it's crazy.
I never thought I'd be in such a role like this where I'm getting asked to go out or do promo shots for bands I love, or just like when bands that I love and have met previously happen to be in town and have like come out, and I was like, oh my God, like you remember me? Like what? Are you kidding me? Like I'm living a dream every day, I swear.
That's awesome. And they always say, when you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. So it's
It
definitely awesome to do your passion
100%
for a living.
true. I can't even believe it's been like 2 years now. Seriously, because like for me, the time has gone by so fast, right? And that's the other thing, right? When time flies when you're having fun. All of this has been nothing but fun all the time. It's awesome.
That is awesome. Though, what do you think is like one of the craziest things that you've seen behind the scenes?
Oh my God, I don't even know. Like behind the scenes, one of the things that stood out for me, just because I love both bands, was just like hanging at Furnace Fest, and we're just hanging like behind Shed Stage, and it's the vocalist for Orthodox and the vocalist for No Cure, just like shooting the I don't know if I can swear, shooting the shit, talking, whatever, and I was just like right there hanging out with them. Like I love Blythe, vocalist for No Cure, and I was just like, it's just so surreal to me that like people that I think of as like these superstars to me are just like, hey Tia, good to see you again. And I'm just like, like it's so I don't know, like I don't really do much like crazy behind the scenes stuff. Like, I don't know, we have tech decks in the green room. We do silly stuff like that, but not and I'm straight edge, so like I don't drink or do drugs, nothing crazy like that. But I yeah, I don't know. It's just surreal for me, honestly.
Seems
To
like a
ever
lot.
be considered to be invited backstage anywhere is mind blowing still.
It seems like a lot of people are like going the sober route.
I love that. I am here
Yeah,
for that 100%. Anyone who is struggling with any of that or considering it, I always advocate reach out to me. I will give you as much advice as I can. I will try to check in with you as much as I can. You can't force that on somebody, but when they
no,
want to make the decision, that choice, having people who are ready to support is so huge. So
it
absolutely,
is.
yeah.
That's awesome. You're an amazing human being. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
So, are you going to Furnace Fest this year?
I am, and
Yeah,
the security staff that was with me letting me shoot last year was already green flagged me to shoot Shed Stage again, so I'm so excited
nice.
to be doing that. Yeah. I found out last year while I was there. They're like, you come on back, and I was like, done. I will
It
see you
seems like a
next
cool.
year.
Like, is it this is the last year for that? Didn't they say that?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So it's like the end of an era, right?
Yeah,
And so we're all kind of worried. We don't know if maybe they'll change ownership and let somebody else kind of take over, or if they're trying to put a stop to it. I don't know. We're in for hopefully a treat and hopefully not the last of Furnace Fest, but
yeah.
we will
I've been
see.
wanting to like hit that up for a while, but I
Yeah.
never get a chance to. Like, I wanted to like 4 years ago, and then I didn't. I don't know why. I've never, I never like. Well, I can't say I've never traveled for a show because I followed Carnifex and they didn't know it for like 4 days. But
Awesome.
yeah, um, but going to that festival would be pretty cool because it seems like a lot of fun.
Oh, it that was my first year, and I kind of threw together, last minute was like, you know what, I landed tickets somehow. Let's go. Let's just go, right? And then it was a whole, now I'm shooting it, and now I get invited next year, and it's just sometimes you just gotta go. And if it's the last year, we don't know. So like try to come hang out with us. We have so much fun out there.
What do you think was one of your most favorite places to do what you do? Like, what do you think was one of your favorite venues? If you
My
had to pick
favorite,
one.
okay. Right now, one of my favorite venues is Salty's out in Jersey. Like Como, Jersey. There is like two rooms there, and they put on killer shows because the Jersey scene right now is bonkers. Like they're killing it out there. They're pulling people from Philly, New York City, all up and on the coast. They got people from upstate that'll drive out, from Syracuse and Albany and all that. And it's been so cool to see. So there's like the smaller room, Swank's room, and then the bigger room where I even did like a matinee and a late show, a double header of like a tsunami thing, like crazy. Tsunami's blowing up like mad. Like Missing Link was just this past, oh my goodness, was last night there. Missing Link was in Swank's room with Crush Your Soul and all these bands that are like gonna be huge. Just give them another year or two. Oh my god. Missing Link going out with what? The
It
Acacia
was the Acacia
Strain?
Strain. It was just
Yeah,
announced,
that's
and like,
that's
what's
so
the other band that
cool.
was just announced? Pure
Bliss,
Bliss.
homies from upstate. I love those guys.
Yeah, they're playing in Preserving on
Yes.
July 21st, is it? I think.
It's like the 19th, 20th, 21st. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I know that's a Sunday. I'm probably gonna head to that because it's
I
in
please
almost
go.
in,
Tell him
I'm
Tia
going
sent
to.
you.
No, I'm going to. Like, if you ever get a chance, come to like New Kensington, PA, like down
Yeah.
by Pittsburgh. Like,
Okay.
Preserving Underground is a record shop plus a venue, and it
I
holds
have
like
been there a few times
you've been
actually.
there.
Yes.
Oh,
Coming from
sweet.
Cleveland, it's only a couple hour drive. So yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah.
a spot. I think I've been there a few times for Acacia Strain before. Um, what did we? I did a No Cure tour that ran through there last year with like Mugshot and Sal.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun spot. I love that. And my girl Michelle, she works there. She does like sound and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay. I think I might have ran into her a couple times.
yeah,
Probably. It's a small world though.
That's
it
awesome. I've never
truly
been
is.
out to Salty's. I've been to Jersey a few times though. I remember the last time I went to Jersey and New York. I remember they got really upset if you mix up their accents. Like if
Oh my,
you call a person from Jersey and New York and a New York and a Jersey, they're like, I'm from New York. And I can't obviously say that accent, but yeah,
right.
I thought that was so funny. I'm like, I am so sorry. Like to me, they both sound the same, but apparently there's like a very surreal difference.
I don't. They're all. I even Boston. I'm up at sometimes. So like I'm hearing all those East Coast accents, and it is hard to keep track. Trust me, you're not the only one.
Are you being um are you going out with any bands anytime soon?
Let's see. As far as I know, I don't have anything until what is it, like August? And
Mhm.
it's not necessarily going out, but I have a few festivals lined up. So like my weekends starting in August
Cool.
are usually like 2 to 3 day festivals, which is cool. So like I'm not shooting this as hardcore, but I will be attending. Always great to network, obviously. But then there's things like the Upstate Hardcore Festival,
Yeah.
that Enterprise Hardcore is putting on in September. That's gonna be awesome. Like, and every day I'm hit up by somebody who's like, maybe you can come out and do this, maybe you can come do that. So I know there's the rest of my year is gonna get booked really quick, you know.
Are you a fan of Full Blown Chaos?
I can't say I've heard of that.
Ray Mazzola of uh formerly of Soulfly, I think. I'm not
Okay.
sure, but Full Blown, well, they're a band. Um, they just got announced a little bit ago for Upstage Music Festival in Clearfield, PA.
Oh, okay.
It's Rig Time is on it. They
Rig time, yeah.
Yeah, I had those guys play a show I do every year called Devil's Fest. They played Devil's Fest 8, and well, actually they played my garage here a couple of years before that, and I was like, "Oh
Oh,
my
great.
God, those those two are like thick and heavy."
I think the only time I've caught rig time so far was at no class, I think, in
Probably.
Cleveland. Yeah, but I definitely remember we talked about being straight edge, and I got a ton of stickers that say like rig time XXX on them.
Yeah, they're all about the all age shows,
Yep.
which is awesome because yeah, you gotta you gotta like bring in the kids and introduce them to be the next generation, but after what we're all doing.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and it's so cool to see all of these young kids in the scene too. Like I've met a ton of kids who are doing like videography and photography too, and they're turning to me going like, "Hey, can you help with like I just got asked last night, can you help me with camera settings? I don't know, my shots aren't coming out as good as I want to, and I don't want to mess up tonight's set." I'm like, listen, dude, I can do what I can. You know, I want you to succeed so much because if you get into this at your age, by the time you're my age, oh my God, all bets are off. Like you're gonna be traveling with Lorna Shore and stuff, like Nick Chance's. You know, that's my guy. Like you're gonna be doing that stuff. Like, so yes, keep at it. I will help anyone who needs it. Like, I need all these kids to do so good. My girl and
I
I out
actually
in
just
Jersey.
had the same conversation with my daughter because I'm still learning. Like I just took up the drums a couple months ago, so I'm
Oh,
still getting there. But she's actually trying to look at the camera now. You can say hi. She's trying her best to learn the drums, she's
Yes.
going at it, and I'm like, man, she's 5 years old. By the time she gets to be my age, she'll be a freaking prodigy, man. Like,
What I'm saying. Yeah, it's all that practice makes perfect stuff. Keep practicing. By the time you're our age, dude, oh my God, making money on that.
Hell yeah. So you went out with Fight for Within last year?
Yes, yeah, my homies here in
Yeah.
Rochester and Syracuse, and oh my God, I think so. What, Mikey's in Louisville now?
Oh, they're all spread out.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to check those guys out. I'm gonna have to and whatnot, but
The
I
work
seen
they
they
put in, oh my God, like
what's
they
that?
are killing. The work that they keep putting into all of this is like seriously, I derive work effort from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mikey's killing it on socials all the time. They're always recording something, fan engagement. They're on it at all hours of the day. Seriously, like I could not speak higher of their work ethic and their drive to succeed. It is mind-blowing sometimes. I'm like, how do you keep doing it every day, like every day? And they're at it again and again and again, and they have such a loyal fan base too. Oh my God, like props to them, seriously.
Yeah, like if they want to grind, then they're gonna go far.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're at incarceration again this year.
Oh,
Like,
they are?
tell me a band that's gone 2 years in a row like that. That that's great, and on a bigger stage too, right? To have a littler one and then get it bumped up because you drew so many people the first time.
dude, that tour is
That's
insane. I would
right.
love to go to that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
We got to go
that's a
to that like a
beautiful
couple years ago because my favorite movie was filmed there, The Shawshank Redemption, and I was like,
one.
"Oh shit, I'm gonna go to that show or jail," and it was awesome because I got to see. Well, I did tour the jail. It was cool,
Oh,
and I even got to see Mudvayne their first, or I think it was their first show back. Um, Either that or their second. I think it was their first, but the side stages were cool. But the whole
mm.
festival was fun. I'm not going this year because I can't do 3-day festivals anymore.
It does take a lot. We were spoiled with those all access wristbands, and there's like a band area where there was like full catering and like air conditioned rooms. So we were spoiled. So otherwise that would have been tricky.
Hmm.
It was fun though. I did get to go in the prison and they were doing the tattoos in there, and I did get my first prison face tattoo there. It's a little teal spider web, but I can say I have a prison face tat.
What did they do it with? I'm really curious. What did they use?
Oh no,
Uh,
it was like a legit like tattoo
Oh.
convention inside, but because it was in Mansfield prison, it's a prison face
I
tattoo.
see. I was
Uh-uh.
expecting like a pen, and them
No,
dripping in
no, no.
India ink or something.
no, there's my dude, a friend of mine, Ginger, he was in there, he was tattooing there too, like last
Yeah.
year. I think he's going this year.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it overlaps, unfortunately, that Acacia Strain Pure Bliss tour, like
Oh,
right, same days.
damn.
Yeah. So if you're not going to incarceration, go to
Oh, I'm
one of the
definitely
other,
going to the
like,
Acacia Strain at Preserving because I like preserving, and I'm gonna go to that, and I'm just gonna buy records as well. So
perfect.
might as well just spoil the day. But yeah, you said that uh, you were tour managing. Who all you tour managed? What was your favorite band so far that you've tour managed for?
My homies from Florida, Southpaw, those guys are awesome. I just caught up with them recently. Um, and they're out right now and they got more stuff coming up in the fall, so keep your eyes out for that too. Yeah, they're great guys, and they're same like sentiment as Fight From Within. Their work ethic is unbelievable. Alan is on top of it at all hours. Darren on the socials constantly, they're killing it. Like they deserve all that recognition. They really are that like so good. And with Darren's his clothing brand, Florida Hardcore Clothing,
Oh, I have to look that
advocating
up.
to stay healthy, and he's put every time he's going to a new location. He's challenging people to do 20 push-ups and they get free merch, and everyone, just trying to keep that healthy mindset and stuff. It's really cool.
That
So
is cool. That's a
they're
really
some of
good
my favorite people that
idea.
I've worked with like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. I need some of that myself. Man, I can't tell you the last time I went for a walk, and I definitely need to. It's starting to get warm out today, and I'm like, I did take a walk today for about 5 minutes, but
Something is still better than nothing. Always remember that.
I did 10 push-ups the other day. I thought I was gonna die.
I did 20 and I got my merch, so I killed it.
There
that's
you go.
awesome.
My
I'll have
boyfriend
to.
managed to do 43, so I know it's shown up, but I mean, it was cool.
Yeah. So what advice would you give? Yeah, I totally fucked that up. Hannah, you can ask a question.
All right, yeah. I mean, if anybody wanted to start out in photography, like what would you tell them?
My goodness. Okay. See, that's tricky for me since I kind of like accidentally fell into it. I don't know. I mean,
Well, what about
don't
touring bands? Like, I mean, how would you think is like an easier way about going about like managing that in your everyday life?
man. Okay, so photography or touring bands? What is the question,
What
I
about
guess?
both?
Both.
Yes.
Um, photography as far as being with a touring band?
Yes.
Okay, so that part is, I guess, I know Jake, well, I'll use him from No Cure. He's a good example of he does photography with the band and he's in the band, right? So he will do shots of the other bands they play with and stuff, right? And then they all run merch, and I don't know, right? So it's tricky. Try to keep, I don't know, you don't want to have too much equipment with you all the time if you're touring. So you got to keep that space, mindset. Like everyone needs the space on the bus, so don't have too much stuff with you. Um, I don't know, always keep your batteries charged. That's a big one. Always keep them batteries charged or you're not gonna have a good night. I don't know. Yeah,
That's
it's
really
hard.
good advice. I could use that in my
Yeah.
everyday life. My phone dies all the time. I'm like, damn it, I didn't charge my damn phone last.
I I advocate charging my camera before I charge my phone because I'm like, if I can get cool shots, my phone, I'll make those phone calls back later or whatever. Like that's fine. Like, but you can't get this moment back right now unless you got your camera with you. So yeah, I don't know. And I started with film too, so it was more just I had a couple rolls. I would do some shots here and there, but then with digital, it's harder. You got to keep the batteries charged and stuff. Make sure you have a good flash, I guess. I don't know, because that can be tricky working in dim light sometimes. I don't know. It's really like a case by case basis, and only do it if you're having fun. Like, don't stress about it, right? If things aren't going well, it's okay if that's not your thing. Maybe try videography. Maybe recording a couple songs per set is a better thing for you than still shots or something. There's always other things you can do. Um, right? Or maybe try behind the scenes shots where they're not quite live action first before you move into the set shots and stuff like that. I'm a fan of the unsuspecting candid shots, like they don't know what's going on and I just kind of sneak in and I'm like, "Oh, gotcha."
That's awesome.
The real good view of like tour life or behind the scenes stuff. It's yeah.
So how many cameras do you own?
Oh, I definitely didn't just buy another one earlier today. So, offhand, I think there's like 10 sitting on this
Wow.
shelf behind me. Um, Only like 3 of them are digital, the rest are like little film ones, and usually I try to buy like the cheap ones from like thrift stores or something to see if they have cool light leaks or something fun to like really give me a cool effect. Um, Sometimes I just break cameras because they're cheap and little and I need a new one, and another $20 one's not gonna kill anybody. Yeah, so 10 over there. I think I'm at like 13 or 14 right now.
Oh wow. Now what do you prefer, like the modern day cameras or like the antique older ones?
Um, okay, I'm torn because that Canon that I bought that kicked off everything, I will never give that one up. That old film camera is my lifeblood. But I also have a really nice new Nikon, a mirrorless. It's a Z6 II, so it's super high quality. I don't need a flash to get like really, really crisp photos. and it's been blowing me away recently. Like, it's super nice. So, but then also, I don't know, I have this half frame film camera that's really cute too. That's fun for behind the scenes stuff. So, I don't know. Advice, try a bunch of cameras, see what you like. I know what I like right now, my fancy digital, a couple of my film ones. I don't know. I haven't tried too many. It sounds like I have a lot of cameras. I also haven't tried that many cameras. I don't know anything about Sony digital or anything. Like, you say, oh, I got this cool Sony. I'd be like, what? What is that? I have no idea. So experiment with things. Try and see what you like, I guess.
That's awesome.
Since you've been in you've been in the scene since 2002 or way before that?
So that was my comeback, I guess, because for a while I was doing married normal life, I guess,
Yeah.
before that. Did the whole divorce thing and was like trying to just keep a head on my shoulders. What did
Yeah.
I like to do before this? And was like, oh, I really loved when I was in the metal scene when I was younger, that goth punk stuff that was all me. I was super into it. I had a ton of friends in that. So then I started going to the Foundry, right? Like,
Mm.
and that's really what kicked it off. Was I was just like, I found where I really felt comfortable again, right? I could be me, and the fact that I was being me so authentically was drawing more people into my circle, and like I was making friends like crazy, and it was all uphill from there. So I was like, I'm so glad I came back into this, especially just being healthier and all of that. Because I mean, at one point I was letting depression and alcoholism get me, and now I've been sober over 8 years. And I even almost a year ago now also went vegan. So like that, on top of being sober, like I'm the healthiest I have ever been in my life, thanks to finding people in the metal scene. Like, that's crazy to me, right? Like, it literally like helped save my life.
That is
Like,
so cool. My
yeah.
story is very, very similar. I kind of went through a similar situation, and Dixon and I found this show, and man, I mean, it's been incredible. It gives you almost like a sense of purpose, like you found
Right?
your calling, and you just it gives you a reason every day to be like, man, I love doing this, and this is why. I mean, we're gathered together now, doing this interview, and it's awesome. It really is. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've said this a couple of times. Like I've been booking shows for like almost 20 years. I'm in year 17 right now, and I just felt burned out that I just couldn't do it like a lot this year.
Yeah.
So I'm only doing one show in October, but like it's the 10-year anniversary of the Halloween fest I do every year. But this
Nice.
show is like, oh, cool. Well, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna meet people and talk to them, see and hear their story. Of when I don't care what you do, you're a photographer. You used to book shows. You tour manage. You're a woman of many hats. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so like, judging from the scene back then and to now, what's the comparison of like people attending shows? Like, is it better now than it was before? Or
Um,
there's always a like a healthy thing and then
Mhm.
decline, and then a healthy thing, then a decline. It happens everywhere, but
I feel like even in the small amount of time I've been like back, it being maybe perhaps there was a lull before, but then also pandemic stuff, right? And everybody kind of slowed down, right? And so in the years since, like post pandemic stuff, this reemergence for everybody has been huge. So, we're coming up on like 2 years now for me, and it every time I'm at another show, there's more new faces, there's more people, there's just more engagement, and it every time I'm at another show, it just brings such joy to me, because I'm just like, more people are getting out and experiencing this and being welcomed, and it's just so friendly and welcoming and accepting of everybody. Like, we don't tolerate hate, we don't tolerate any of that stuff. Keep that out of our scene. We're all in here to have a good time and respect one another. And it has been truly, truly something that I'm proud to say I'm involved with. You know, we don't put up with anything. No race, no gender stuff, nothing. Respect everybody how they want to be treated. And we're all here to have a good time.
Dude, I love it. Like, even when you go to a show, like, you see each other picking each other up off the floor when they knock each other down in a mosh pit.
Yep.
Like, I love that. You know, like, I would get up and, yeah, I might have got socked in the face, but you see me smiling because you picked me right up off
Yep.
the ground. Like, I'm okay.
I'll get right back in there.
There's blood running down my face, but I'm okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just as long as it's a safe space for everybody, then we're all good.
Exactly. Yeah.
But have you ever got a chance to I'm not sure if you've been there, but like to photograph shows at the Chance Theater?
Where? I'm sorry?
Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie, New York before it closed.
Oh no, what's funny too is I was just looking at my calendar. I'm going to a show, I think Friday in Poughkeepsie for Crush Your Soul. So I'm sad it's not going to be at Chance Theater. I forgot where this one is, but how funny. I've never been to Poughkeepsie and you just mentioned I'll be there Friday.
Yeah, I was at Poughkeepsie one time at the Chance for Eat Your Heart Out Fest. It was a long day and there was like 20 bands. I don't know I forget who's on it, but it was a fun time. Do you have a bucket list of bands that you would like to like either both tour manage or photograph, take photos for? I mean,
I know this is probably going to sound cheesy, but I'm kind of one of those people that's like, I'm just excited to work with any of the bands I listen to because it's all, I like them for different reasons or whatever, right? So it's like,
Amen. Yeah.
and I don't care if I've seen you 10 times. I still listen to your music. I still love what you do. I'm still just as excited. I had the privilege of getting to shoot the Acacia Strain at Webster Hall in, what was it, Manhattan, New York a few weeks ago. Thanks to Stu. That man, he's, as a photographer himself, invited me to come shoot. Like, we don't compete in this scene, you know, we all try to help each other out. So him reaching out and being like, yeah, you're good, I got you, just say the word whenever you're in town when we're on tour. And I was like, you're my guy, like, this is awesome, right? Like,
that's amazing.
So, and I've seen the Acacia Strain, I don't even know how many times already, but every time I'm just like, yes, another, like, this is so cool. Like, so yeah, I hate to sound cheesy, but every time I'm just always trying to have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not cheesy at all. Like if you it's just a fun time doing anything for anybody in the music scene. Damn it, I had another question and I just got I had a brain fog. Okay, I remember what I wanted to ask now. Who are like some bands that you're listening to right now people might not know that they should check out?
Oh, okay.
Like
So
the one you mentioned to me earlier today that I asked you, they're pretty good. Like
yeah.
Scarab?
Scarab. Yeah, like the
Scarab?
beetle. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's a beetle?
Yeah, yeah. Or I believe it's an acronym, SCARAB.
I think they're Egyptian beetles, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll preface this by saying I do listen to more hardcore than metalcore things, right? So most of my recommendations are probably in that vein.
I'm more of a deathcore kind of guy. And
Okay.
I'm leaning toward like I just recently started getting into metallic hardcore.
Ooh, yeah.
It was on Spotify the other day. I was like, what is this? And it's metallic hardcore. I forgot the bands and I'm like, this is pretty good.
There's some good metallic hardcore. I want to say more like Balmora, stuff like that. They're really coming up. They're good ones. They're out of New York too.
You should check out Kicked in the Head by a Horse.
I've heard of that before. Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely give them a go.
Do it.
It
Those
actually
guys
sucks when that happens.
Kicked in the head by a horse?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't want that either. You'd probably die.
Well, remember when I lived on the farm next to you there in Harry's?
Oh, yeah.
I had horses there for a short brief time, and I went to go pick Buddy's hoof, and bam, kicked right in the face, and I had a horseshoe face on my
just like the cartoon, right?
Yeah, it was on my face for like a week. It hurt so bad. Oh my god, I flew backwards. But I loved him.
You're okay.
I
that could be
him.
serious. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Like favorite stuff right now, probably top is still Scarab. I got homies in Columbus, Ohio, Salt. They're really cool. My goodness, D Block up in Detroit, killer.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're really hard, heavy stuff. I'm trying to think of some other guys. Who's on Jersey? Like Odiame, if you want some Spanish influence in there.
I'm down.
Yeah, they're really cool. I love those guys. They're super passionate, great guys. The whole scene out there is amazing. Oh my goodness. Street Justice, my dude Chris from also with Conservative Military Image, his band, he fronts Street Justice, or yeah, is that what it is? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so there's I listen to so many, it's hard to keep track of. I feel bad, honestly, naming some and not others. I'm just like drawing
There's
a
a
blank
lot.
here.
There's so many. There's so
Right?
many. I'm sure they'll understand.
Like, let's see, Who Decides is awesome. Who did I just see the other day? It was killer. Selfish Act, they're Buffalo.
Yeah, I
Killer
think they played
Kids.
down here. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if they have or not.
I feel they said they were just doing a few things as so they've been around a little bit. I know they're trying to expand a little bit more. Oh my god, yeah. I could start naming people all day. So let's just stop there, I guess.
Okay. I'd like to thank you for being like a guest.
Yeah.
And well, actually, for the first guest of Women's Month.
I appreciate the invite and having me on. It's seriously been super fun talking with you two.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you. Actually, I have a really funny story. Like a buddy of mine, I don't know why he did it, but like he was working. I'm not sure where. I think he was working incarceration last year. He sent me your profile. Kind of was like, "Hey, check this person out." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, because she's cool and whatnot, and he had a conversation with you or something, and he mentioned me. I'm like, okay, that's not kind of creepy or anything, but like I'll friend her and maybe I'll talk to her. And I told him earlier, I was like, hey, I'm talking to Tia later. He's like, oh, that's badass. And then I was like, he's like, cool. And I was like, yeah, dude. Like, but yeah, I just wanted to say that story and not be creepy about it.
No, you're fine. Who shouted me out, I guess, if you don't
He
mind.
was working for security, but his name was Jason Samanka.
Oh, I want to say that sounds familiar, and I feel bad that I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm not
I do.
sure.
I meet so
It
many
might have been an
people. I feel
incarceration.
horrible.
Huh?
I meet so many people on
Oh
like a
yeah.
daily basis. I feel horrible because I'm like, I know we probably had a full blown conversation, and then I
Oh
just
yeah,
stayed.
you did. He
I
said he
feel
talked to
so.
you for like 20 minutes about some stuff, and I
Oh
was
my
like, oh.
god! And that was a while. That was almost a year ago too, though. So
Yeah.
I'm
I can't
sorry,
remember a
Jason.
conversation I had yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember what my breakfast was. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Tia Slaughter, for your time today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Offstage. This was an awesome episode. We definitely appreciate having you today.
Thank you for being a part of this, and if you want to hop on some other time, we'd be glad to have you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Seriously, I'm excited to take a listen later and share it with everybody.
Yep, thank you, and have a good night.
You too, guys.
Thanks for watching Offstage. Later.